Hey, it's alright to sing our national anthem. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh. Yeah, hey, it's the program. We're on TV. It's a good place to be. Where are you? Are you on TV? I am on TV right now. I'm hungry today. This Sunday, I'm hungry and I want to eat this food. What am I going to do? Eat this food and talk and things. Maybe I should eat before the show. Sometimes I think that, but I want to eat on the show. Like, get this food. Like, oh, don't eat the food. Wait for you have to say. Wait till you have to talk. Then eat. When you're doing mouth activities, use your words. When you're doing mouth stuff, use your mouth. Put things in there. Wow. Oh. I got too excited and bit my feet. I'm hungry though. That's not food, that's yourself, mouth. Sometimes you gotta talk to your own mouth to tell your mouth who's the boss. But really, who's the boss? You or your mouth? I think I would venture to say that your mouth is the real boss of you. It says all the things, but you tell what to say and what to put in there. I mean, it's just the gateway to your body. People say that your eyes are the gateway. Well, you're full. But no, mouth is the gateway to the body. Windows. And what's more important, the soul or the body? It's arguable. Well, definitely one's way more tangible. 100% more tangible. And is that what's important? Tangibility in this world? Or is that what's least important? Maybe the tangible is the least important because it'll exist with or without you. And it's these intangible things that are most important. But then your eyes are like, if you had no eyes, you'd be blind. If you lost your mouth, you couldn't eat. You'd have to get food in your stomach. Like, It's like one of those really horrible torture games. Like, would you rather be blind or have to eat through a stomach tube, and is that really eating? Some people have to do those things. Some people have to do both things. Go blind and a stomach tube. But also times if you have a problem, a health problem, it'll only lead to other health problems. It could be a slope of problems until you're just sick and messed up and blind and have no mouth. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody without a mouth before. People can't use their mouths. I've seen that before. Or maybe they can't use their throats more than their mouths. But lots of those people, they can't use their mouths too. I've seen some blind people, but not too many people who just have no mouth. That would be a sight. Because it's first, you know, like in evolution. Like worms and stuff, they got mouths. They're basically a giant mouth. So everything kind of grew around your mouth and your guts. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or the guts? The guts or the brain? Definitely your guts. Everything is in support of your guts, and you think it's your mind and your brain that you're walking around trying to protect and everything, but it's your guts. It's your guts what's keep you going. It's like the engine. You know, they got all these fancy new cars with the computers and stuff. They call them smart cars, they're like smartphones. But the guts, the engine. So I'm taking care of my guts right now. On TV, viewers. I gotta go. That's what I'm gonna say this instead of eating. I have to go take care of my guts. I'm gonna go eat. Oh, what? I'm gonna go take care of. I have to go take care of my guts. I mean, that sounds like pooping, I guess, but it's eating. I'm talking about eating. Take care of my guts. Eating myself. My guts tell me something. They want attention. Well, here you go, guys. You like that food? Talk like a. To my guts like a dog or a baby. Dogs are kind of like your babies because some people you do the dog talk or baby talk to the dog, but I like to try to talk to both of them in the regular adult language and say, hey, what are you doing? How are you? How are you? Real good. Thank you. How are you? All right, let's get to the phones. I'm gonna look at the phones. Looks like we got no messages today. No messages between Sunday night and Monday day, but that's typical. Who's gonna be around doing stuff on a Monday? Let's call Freddie the producer. Say, hey Freddie, how's the production going? Yeah, I got a kind of a weird drink. I don't know if I like it, but I got 12 of them, so I'm gonna drink them for the next 12 days, whether I like that or not. It's happening. Gotta drink them. It's like Carl and his beers.
Hey,
Only
you've
it's not
reached
some
Freddie
kind of weird
Dilbert.
social experiment.
I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave me a nice message, then I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Freddie, it's the program. We're calling you. It's about 40 or 15 minutes into the show today. Talking about guts and mouth versus eyes. Your brain, your nervous system, or your guts. What do you think is more important? What would you rather be blind? It's hard to eat when you're blind too, but maybe just like brain damage and able to eat heartily and enjoy your food, or would you rather be very smart? Maybe you can like really like your food's extra good, but you're a little bit dumb, but things are just nice. I mean, that's kind of maybe how it maybe is. Would you rather be a little bit smarter and food's not as good? I think I would maybe go for the food being good and dumb thing. It's kind of a question of value. Like, what's important in life? Learning, becoming knowledgeable, creating your place in the world, just eating stuff. I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. I don't know about famine and well, famine's when you don't have food, I guess. I don't know about wars and injustice. All about eating stuff. I do like eating stuff. Maybe I already have made the choice of between eating stuff and smartness. And maybe I've gone down the eating stuff path. But it's the right path, I believe. People who are not on the eating stuff path, I don't know about that. They're like, I'm smart and I don't enjoy my food as much as you. Because every pleasure is associated with guilt, maybe if you're too smart. Are you allowed to have pleasure if there's guilt in the world? If things are wrong in the world, are you still allowed to be enjoying yourself?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Call Yellow Fellow even though he didn't call us. I want to ask him about this food thing.
The person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Oh, set up your voicemail box, Yellow Fellow.
Goodbye.
Who's gonna answer the question about food and eating or going blind? It's a good question, though. That's a good question. That's what you say when you don't have the answer to stuff, I guess. Oh, that is a good question. What is that even? How are you? People say how are you, but it's like, hello. Would you rather be blind or food blind? When you meet somebody, you know, the whole thing. I don't want to repeat the whole thing every time I bring it up, but like talking to meet somebody and you're like, hey, nice to meet you. And they say, hello, how are you? And you say, I'm doing fine. How are you? Instead of saying, how are you back, you'll say this whole big question about the morality of pleasure versus like taking care of others. And if your pleasure is removed from others, and if you can like not suffer, and if you're experiencing the niceties of life and other people sometimes aren't, and you have to battle them or not. If you're experiencing that and then you ask them, oh, hi, that's I'm asking you when I meet you, instead of just how are you also. But you don't say how are you when you first meet somebody. Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. How are you? You don't say how are you to people who you don't know already. It's a little, because if you don't know them, they're not asking how are you. Maybe it's a little bit second level. It's more personal than just how are you or not. Like, or what are your life? What's your life about? I'm talking to many people around. Hey, how are you? What do you think that food or consciousness is more important? What's more important, guts or your brain? I'm gonna call to McDonald's, but I'm not gonna ask him about the guts and the brain thing. I'm just gonna ask him about milkshakes. Hey, McDonald's, I have a question about milkshakes. Yes,
sorry.
Go ahead.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Who's we?
If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the area code and the number and try your call again.
I think that's sorry and please. I don't believe those are genuine sorries and pleases. I think you're just trying to placate me. Like, oh, we're sorry. You reached the wrong number. If you just go check it again, like a person, not like we've been living in the phone age forever. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll show you sorry. I'll show you sorry. And then you are sorry in a nice way. Like this is sorry. Oh, and I'm genuinely apologizing after saying I'm sorry. I'll show you who's sorry. Me, I'm sorry. I'm the sorry one. I genuinely apologize. I'll show you who's gonna be sorry. It's me. Oh, yeah. Don't ask McDonald's about the guts thing. Milkshakes. If they're there, even. Hello, McDonald's. I have a question about milkshakes. Oh, it's Monday. Maybe we should call Dan Bennett. I don't know if we called him last Monday. McDonald's! I don't think you should go all the way blind in this blind question. I think it's only like mostly blind. Like you can still like see very blurry, but you definitely have a hard time getting around. But you know if it's day or night because you can still like you can still get like food in your stomach somehow.
Jim, I'm an answering machine, not Captain John. 360, 956, 956.
Star Trek, damn.
Looking 20 years mean by that. Leave a message, damn it.
I'm an answering machine, not a doctor, not a scientist. Dan, it's the program. Are you there? Or
hey, I'm so glad you called.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's Monday.
It is Monday, and I'm glad you called. I missed last Monday, but I'm glad I was here when you called.
I'm calling you. Your answer machine is funny.
Yeah. Well, you know, I will do an outgoing answering thing, you know, for my sister because she just loves them. So, and I kept the old one for, I don't know, what, 2 years or something?
Oh, yeah?
So I changed it, and she likes it, so I'll keep it for a while.
I also like it.
Well, I'm glad.
Hey, Dan, would you rather be mostly blind, or you can't use your mouth anymore and you have to eat through a stomach tube?
Tube.
And then you.
I need my eyes. I'm an artist.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, sweetie. Yeah, go ahead. The program. Summer says hi.
Hi, Summer. Yeah, you can ask her too about the eyes and the stomach thing.
So that's quite the choice.
Yeah.
Why those particular choices?
It's like if you would rather be like smart and like in the moment, or you know you're less active but you can still enjoy things.
I'd rather be in the moment.
Yeah.
I need to see. I like seeing, and you know, I can deal with the straw.
Yeah, it's like you can see things, so you can like participate in life, but it's like, is life as good after that, or you can like live in your own little blind cave and eat, and not participate in the larger world.
That's true. Hey, would you like to hear some cool science?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool fucking science. Okay, so once upon a time, they sent a probe to orbit Saturn, and it's been orbiting there for almost a decade, a long time. And it's got all kinds of pictures of all kinds of the Saturn's rings and the moons, and it showed salty water gusting out of Enceladus, the moon of Saturn, and there's something going on with Titan, right? The big moon with the orange atmosphere, that sort of thing. And they think one of the other moons might be might be watery inside and giving off little bursts of, through fissures, bursts of water and that sort of thing. So, because everything past Jupiter is pretty much partly rock and much more ice, water ice.
Yeah.
Right. And so if there are any kind of regular gravitational perturbations, that's the right word, right?
Sure.
Then what that does is that creates frictions in the innards of the little moon, and it eventually warms up. And warm water has a little bit of pressure, and so, the icy crust may crack here and there, just like in Enceladus, and it's proof that there is a watery environment below the ice, and, that's pretty good. So, so this probe, Cassini, is doing very, very dangerous orbits now. It is nearly out of gas, and it swung by Titan one last time, and it's gone into this crazy polar orbit. And so instead of orbiting around the equator, which takes it around all the moons and stuff, this probe is orbiting polarly, meaning it's going from North Pole to South Pole, and it's a really elongated orbit. And so what it's doing is the orbit takes us really high against, really high up from Saturn's poles, and it goes in super close. And right now, there are 22 orbits planned altogether. And what it's doing right now is it is diving between the innermost ring and the planet. So it's coming within 12,000 miles. We'll say miles. I think it's probably 18,000 kilometers, something like that. But it's coming very, very close to the planet as it dives through. And it's getting all kinds of shots of the rings super crazy close up. And the first dive that they did, they were a little nervous, and so what they do is they have the antenna facing in the direction that it's flying, because the antenna will protect it in case it hits a snowflake. Literally, its orbit is going super fast, and it hits a snowflake that will damage the dish, but it won't damage the craft.
Okay.
Yeah, a snowflake.
Wow.
Because it's going thousands and thousands and thousands miles an hour in this orbit as it dives super close. Because they want to get it close enough to the planet so that it's less likely to hit something. The closer it is to the rings, the more likely it could hit something.
Yeah. Because it's just a debris field, right? The rings.
Well. So I've talked about the Roche limit, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there's this area between A and B, very, very close to the planet. And if it's B being the outer part of the Roche limit, a planet, or a moon, or a rock, or an asteroid, or whatever, some metal thing, it'll stay stable because it's far enough away from the planet that the gravity it feels on the inside part towards the planet is not so much different than the outer part, the outside of the little rock. And so the rock isn't going to break apart. Once you get inside the Roche limit, the gravity that it feels on the closer part to the planet, A, is stronger than it feels in B, and as the orbit is not perfectly circular, it gets a little stronger gravity, then weaker, then stronger and weaker every time it orbits, and eventually breaks up into rubble.
Okay.
And the smaller the chunk of rock is, or ice is, the less difference in gravity that little chunk feels closer and farther, A and B on either side of the little chunky rock. So that's why we have rings around Saturn, we have rings around Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus. And apparently these comets that are orbiting in crazy orbits in between Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. Yeah, there's a couple of icy bodies, fairly large, 300 or 400 miles in diameter, that have rings around them.
Uh-huh.
Apparently something smacked into them and broke up into little tiny pieces and created a temporary ring. Well, anyway, so the inside of this ring is where stuff gets pulled down into Saturn. Whatever is living between the planet and the ring, the gravity is really strong, and there just isn't, it's going to get pulled down in there. So there's a small chance that Cassini, this probe, will hit something. But the rings are made out of tiny, tiny, tiny bits and pieces. And the only reason there are larger chunks is because they've kind of glommed onto each other.
Yeah.
There's 3 moons that are orbiting in between several rings, and they've literally carved out an open area in between these rings. One is Pan, one is Pandora, I think that's another one, and then there is another one, I forget their name. Well, anyway, these moons look like flying saucers. They're round round in the middle, and they have this kind of like this saucer lip going around their equator. And what they've done is they picked up ring material as they orbit, and they just literally scoop it up. One side gets a little bit from an inner ring, and the other side of the little Pandora, we'll just list Pandora, it gets a little bit, and it builds up, and it forms this funny-shaped 5, 6, 7-sided little thing as it slowly spins around. Well, anyway, so Cassini has been adjusting its orbit so that it can go into this circumpolar orbit. The last 22, then eventually it will dive into the planet.
Wow.
So, well, I mean, they don't want it floating around the Saturn system haphazardly because it has what is called an RTG, which is a radiothermic generator. It's a radioactive generator that is built to create electricity that powers the little probe. Well, this thing is hot. If it lands on Titan or Enceladus or Mimas or any one of these other Saturn moons 1,000 years from now even, it's going to warm its way down into the core of the moon. And the idea is we don't want to contaminate a pristine environment that may have life on it. We don't want to make a mess. We don't want to dump our garbage. So the plan is to have the Cassini orbit closer and closer and closer and closer to Saturn, and eventually the outer atmosphere of Saturn will catch it and pull it in further. And the plan is to have the dish face the planet as it plummets into Saturn's atmosphere and be sending telemetry back the whole way. So we're going to have a probe that eventually 22 orbits. Every orbit seems to take about 3 or 4 days. So I don't know.
And then it's gonna dive.
22. Pardon? What?
And it's gonna do 22 orbits and then do like a kamikaze final mission.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And send us data the whole time. Yeah. It's going to be cool. And what they're planning, it sounds like, is to, as it kamikazes into the atmosphere, it'll be facing Earth. So I'm not sure how that works. If they're doing it around the pole, then it'll still be facing Earth and sending data. So it might kamikaze into one of the poles of Saturn. And those are weird. The north and south pole of Saturn is a hexagon. The gases and the fluidic gases orbiting in both the north and south poles do so in a hexagon.
Yeah.
Not a swirl. It's
I've
not
seen
like a black hole swirl. Yeah.
And they don't know why. They don't know why.
Well, they have a pretty good understanding of fluid dynamics, and the fact that it's in a hexagon tells them that there is a number of processes that we see here on Earth. For instance, okay, so you fill your tub with water, you take a bath, and you're all done, and you turn on the drain, and it looks like a roundy swirl, but when it starts getting closer, you see these ridges and eddies form in the water. If you've ever watched something drain, and you see these eddies, yeah. And if you threw some dye in the water, you'd kind of see patterns, and it does hexagons, and it has to do with.
Have you seen these hexagons?
Pardon?
You seen the hexagons? Because I see drains like every day. I can't think of any hexagons.
It's the pattern of the water as it swirls down the drain.
It's a circle.
The size of the particles, the gravity, the flow rate, all affect what it looks like as it swirls down the drain.
Yeah, but it's always I've only seen circles. I've never seen a hexagon drain. That would be crazy.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Fill your kitchen sink halfway. with water and pour something opaque.
Yeah, I always watch the drain go down when it's going down. I don't know why. I guess it's fun to watch, but
Yeah, and you'll see this slow swirl that slowly goes around, and you see the water is flowing a lot faster, but there are waves that are set up.
Yeah. Oh, the waves are the hexagons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, these in Saturn, just like Jupiter, it's a gas giant, and is thin on top, and every layer down deeper you go, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker until it's muddy.
Yeah.
And that's going to influence the pattern of the things above it, which influence the patterns of the things above it, which influence the patterns of the things above it, and so on, till you get to the visible surface that we can see.
Yeah, it's such a...
And Cassini doesn't orbit Saturn long enough to be able to take a video image. It can do a series of photos. But that hexagon moves around slowly. It's not stationary. It slowly moves around.
Wow.
Same in the south. It's fascinating.
Yeah. The it's always so symmetrical.
Yeah. Well, we see patterns here on Earth, and they behave a certain way, and we investigate them, and they do that because this, because that, because this, because that, and then we look at a planet or a moon that's doing something very similar, and we're like, it looks like we all saw already here and there and this and that and blah blah blah. It must be the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it becomes a hypothesis. We'd have to go there and test it and sample it and watch it in process to be able to say, yes, this is what the thing is. It's doing this. But all we've got are snaps from probes. So it's not absolute.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. This planet we found orbiting a star in the habitable zone, and it's Earth-sized and mass and blah, blah, blah. Surely there must be life. No. No.
Yeah, it's...
No. It's possible, but until we get more evidence, no. So there's a lot of things in science that are hypotheses, and they're probably correct, because all things that point to it say yes.
Well, yeah,
and no one wants to argue against it because they don't have much, arguing against it is kind of silly because there isn't much to say no. If they got the same pictures, it sure looks like the thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff in astronomy, especially with moons and planets and stuff, we see the same thing. We see it looks this way on Earth, or we've done experiments and it behaves this particular way, and then we watch this moon do the same thing, or a planet has the same thing, and it makes sense because we've seen it before, and we kind of understand, densities and pressures and math and just the way things tend to be, and it's duh. That pretty much looks like what's going on, but it's speculating beyond that is just not.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
All right.
Don't do it.
It's hard to prove.
Yeah.
All right.
So that is the most exciting thing in science that is happening right now. There's other things. I don't know.
Yeah, science stuff. Well, yeah, that's good. All right, thanks, Dan.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you called.
Uh-huh.
Are you there?
Yes.
I'm glad you called. And calling me every Monday or giving me a heads up beforehand so I'm by the phone, that's a good thing.
Giving you a heads up before on Mondays to call? Like
on Sunday, or send me a Facebook message or remind me or something. That way I make sure I'm home.
Oh, well, you don't have to be home.
Well,
I think for me, if I just
can't
call...
be there.
Oh, yeah, but if I'm just going to call and then you just don't answer, that's fine, too.
Well, sure, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could remind you to do a thing, but
it's difficult for me to be there in person, but at least you can call me, and I can tell you some science.
Yeah.
Oh, also Arts Walk.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
By the way, I loved your art.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you've told your viewers, but you gave me some art, and I put it on, and people looked at it, and they asked me about it. It's like, what is that? So
oh, yeah. Would they ask you what it is?
Well, yeah. Okay, so here's what I told them.
Uh-huh.
Kenny was in drawing club.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. He was in drawing club, and at one point he drew the pictures, and then at another point he colored the pictures. And these are his drawing club things.
That's true.
And there was no context, and they're like, oh yeah, people stared at him.
Oh.
They had no idea. They had no idea. No idea what or they had no context for it. But people had their favorites. I have my favorite.
Good.
So, yeah. And I sold some paintings, and Geisha Factor performed, and Lucy performed, and oh my God, you saw Luke's thing?
I saw it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, dude.
It was
just okay. So I've seen art, right? All kinds of art in pictures and stuff, but I'm trying to imagine the amount of time and effort he made putting it all together. He was very, very precise and particular about what and where things went.
Yeah.
And his art is just kind of amazing. It just, I've known Luke as a 2D artist, someone that does, stuff on paper or other mediums. I don't think he paints on canvas, so it's mostly the paper and stuff.
Yeah, markers.
And I knew he was a prolific artist. He does tons of art, but I had no idea that he would bring by a giant dollhouse with 1,000 characters in it.
Yeah, that was
maybe not 1,000, hundreds.
Quite a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fantastic. It was good. It was a good experience, and
good.
I'm glad you gave me some of your art, and I'm glad I had a space for it, and I'm glad that people looked at it.
Good.
And it wasn't for sale, so they were like, So there was that. So.
Well, if somebody's going to buy that. Luke's thing is really big. That'll be pretty wild to buy, but you can put it on display in your house, I guess, in a glass or something.
Well, when it comes to art, there's always this thing. I've encountered different artists that did not want their work for sale. Uh-huh. And I've been intrigued by this, and the responses are, well, I've gotten used to the responses. I don't understand them sometimes. I can sympathize. I mean, not empathize, but people have a bunch of different reasons. Artists have reasons for why they don't want it sold. The first easiest one is this is, I don't want to sell it because I love this. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to see it leave.
Yeah.
That's the first, most common one. And I have paintings that, no, I don't want to sell it because I love it.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want it to go away. But most of the other reasons for not doing that, some of them are emotional, like it's not good enough, it's ugly, I hate it, but it's my art and it's what I have and blah blah blah. Or they'll have emotional reasons for not wanting to sell it.
Uh-huh.
Having to do with their artistic self-esteem and a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's philosophical reasons. I do not want to sell my art because it goes against my I don't know.
Values?
yeah, but it's an intellectual value.
They want art to be free.
Well, sure.
They don't want to buy into capitalism.
Like one of Freddie's paintings, I love it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, one of the black ones.
Yeah.
And people like those. I never told them. People like those because they're stark and intense, and people like them. But they see the not for sale thing, and it's like, okay, he's just showing them for me to see.
Nobody tried to buy it anyway?
There was one person that took a particular interest in one of them, and I told them I would be more than happy to get Freddie's contact information.
They wanted to buy it.
I don't know. I don't know how serious they were. They just really, really liked it. It spoke to them. That's what happens. There will be people. They'll wander in and they'll see something and it speaks to them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I want to see this all the time in my own home. Something like that.
That's good. Well,
so,
thanks you're curating. That's good of you.
Well, I'm happy to help. It feels really good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and I'm pooped afterwards. But it's a really, really, really good experience for me, and I love it when people who've not shown their art before can do that, and they get all kinds of people looking at it. It feels really good. It's a super, super intense feel good for me. So
good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it. It's fun.
Good.
I'm glad I can. I'm glad I have a space that I can put them in.
I'm glad too, Dan. Thank you. Hey, I'll call you next Monday, okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Right.
Okay, bye.
Have a good night.
That was Dan. Wow, Dan. On Monday. Remember Monday? It was the past. I remember that time. In the past when Dan was on the phone on Mondays and he told us about science, and now we're back to that. Now we're about 10 minutes left on the program today. Thanks, Dan, really filling up that time and being a curator of art. What a nice gesture. Really. Let's take a little, we gotta record this message to the past, though. I think that's important. That's not this one. No, we're gonna find this tape and then we're gonna put it in there and cue it up. Oh, yeah, maybe I should go. I think I should go like tape over all this movie stuff because it's in there a little bit every time. Like just like tape a bunch of blue. And then do it over again on itself. Oh yeah, tape over with blue and then tape over with whatever these messages are. Hey, future, it's the past. Today, Dan was on the phone for a long time, and we should put him on this thing. He talked about science and the stuff. On Mondays, we called him, and you can call him again. Maybe that's what you're doing now. If you're watching this way into the future and you can remember back here when we were like, oh, call on Mondays, Dan. Well, maybe we should call Colin Lewis on Saturdays on the phone. Maybe we'll call him next Saturday and I'll say, Lewis, I'm calling you. Don't have to answer the phone, but if you're on the phone there. We're doing this thing in the past and now you're in the future, but how far into the future are you? Like immediately after this? Probably then. What else is there? Remember, we got this food, the teriyaki, yakisoba, and remember how it was back here? It feels good to be in the past, and it's simpler. It's a simpler time, and now that your life and the world, mostly the world and society, is so complicated where you are now in the future, just think back to a simpler time when we had it easy and things weren't as complicated as they are now. And remember, I'm remembering, and you can remember this in the future, that it's always that time, and to relish this past, and you're always in it. Bye. Relish. Hot dog the past. Ah ha 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 ha. Right. All right. Oh, we're gonna rewind this one. And then we're gonna watch a few of the messages from the past few days. Like not all the way back to Wednesday the 19th, because today's like it'll be like over 10 days of stuff. But we're gonna get close to that. Like, well, I don't know how close we're gonna be. I just let it rewind for an arbitrary amount of time, and then we're gonna play this.
Freddie's wondering, he saw Fox.
Monday. Oh, the 24th. So yeah, this is like.
Mr. Ginter is still upset about.
It's gonna be a week.
Pain medicine. I think you should be over that.
I don't think we have time for all of these.
Do you have ovens that you can put in like powder?
I think we're gonna have to go till like at least Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. At least or Thursday. This is Monday. This is Tuesday. We're gonna go to Thursday. Start watching from Thursday, Wednesday or Tuesday. Come on, Tuesday. How much are you talking? Jeez. Give it up. That's not we have other things to say. Thursday. Thursday's too long. Then what? Friday. There you go. Wait. No, I don't know. This is one Thursday. Whatever. We'll skip this one too. And then we'll go to. I think the next one's gonna be Friday. Oh, John Webster's on the phone during that one though. Is this Friday? I think this is Friday.
Future Luke, remember that time you went and installed your dollhouse at the thing, and you went to the poetry thing, and then you went to this show. Remember that day? That is this day. It's saying hi to you again. Hi.
It's Arts Walk probably. If you're watching this in a year, exactly a year from now, it's Arts Walk time, maybe.
That's right.
Do you have?
I'm supposed to tell.
You have you have like science, like upgraded science that you can travel through space, like
that'd be nice though.
Yeah, do you have that?
All right. All right, let's say bye to the future. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I forgot to show the day to the message. Hey, future! It's us, the past. Me, us. I'm representing the world as the past. Is this Saturday? Back here, it's the daytime. What day is it? It's like over there in the future. Is it nighttime? It's nighttime. Is it 5 minutes from now? Is it years from now? It's a couple days. How are you? Real good. Are you alive? Yes. How's your health? Great. Thank you. The family. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi. Right. Well, how long are these messages going to be from the past? It's how are you? How are you? Friday. It's Arts Walk Day. Oh, Friday. It's going to be happening later on. We're running out of time. So Friday. Bye, future. Bye. Saturday. Next is Saturday.
Hey, future, it's the past.
Hi, past.
How are you, future?
Real good.
What are you doing it now?
Yeah, we're doing it now.
Hey, yo, fellow.
Future is the past. How are you, future?
Good.
What do you have to? You have any questions for the future?
Yeah, how are you?
Real good.
How are you?
Thank you.
What do you? Is there? What kind of technology do you want?
Robots.
Robots, yeah.
Robots? We don't have robots.
Thanks, future.
Well, we have some
Bye.
robots.
Wait. Okay. Now I'm hanging up. Other than not hanging up.
Yeah. Get it going. Hey, future, it's us, the past.
Hi,
Today
past.
is the Sunday. Yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can look at that. That thing's got to be accurate, right? We're got a little bit lost on what day of the week and month and stuff it is, but you know probably do our future. I hope I do. And past even knows. So we're going to get some information from the past after this. We're going to look at that and put things together. These things have been long. I'm going to keep it short. Oh, bye. Good. Good idea. Jeez. You didn't learn anything from other ones. Hey, future, it's the past. Hi, past. Today, Dan was on the phone for a long time. Oh, that was great. That was today. He talked about science and the stuff. On Mondays, we called him, and you can call him again. Maybe that's what you're doing now. if you're watching this way into the future and you can remember, I remember back here when we were like, oh, call on Mondays, Dan. Oh yeah, maybe we should call on Lewis on Saturdays. That's a good idea. Wait, you remember what Saturday? The name for Saturday? We'll call him next Saturday and I'll say, Lewis, I'm calling you. Don't have to answer the phone, but if you're on the phone there. We're doing this thing in the past, and now you're in the future. But how far into the future are you? Like immediately after this? Probably then. Yeah. What else is there? Remember, we got this food, the yakisoba. Oh, it's good food. I'm pretty full. How actually. It was back here. It feels good to be in the past. Oh, I wish. And it's simpler. It's a simpler time. You were right in the middle of the program. Now that your life and the world, mostly the world and society, is so complicated. Now it's over. Now in the future. Let's think back to a simpler time when we had it easy, and we got to go back to the real world as complicated as they are now. And remember, I'm remembering, and you can remember this in the future, that it's always that time, and to relish this past. I relish a hot dog. You're always in it. Bye. Oh, right. Oh! Hey, that was a good time. Remember the past? That was when things were simpler. What about this thing? We have a couple commercials too before we get out of here. We're trying to catch up to the present. Yeah, everybody, color overlays. Freddy's on the phone. Hi, Freddy.
Yeah, I'm on the phone here, telling you about a couple of things that happened in 2006.
What things?
I'm working on my car.
Uh-huh.
Carl talks about politics a lot.
Politics.
Freak cell Kenny. I don't want to talk about that.
I'm not talking about that. 11:30 p.m. TCTV channel 22. 360-36-434. Call, leave a message. Get on TV.
Yes, you can.
Can I?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Your daily hour with.
Hey everybody, it's Thursday, 2000.
All right, it's the end of the show. I wasn't so sure about life today, about the possibility of living through the program. I thought maybe I was gonna keel over, and I made it. I lived. I'm alive. It's the end of the show. I survived another one. Well, don't speak too soon. I still have the credits to get through. It's Monday. Check us out on TCTV channel 22 at 11:30 2 a.m. if you're in Thurston County on Comcast. YDHWM.com. Check it out on the internet. 360-836-4384. We're on the phone. Call us. Leave a message. Get on TV. 109 State Avenue, number 3. You can find us in the smoke. Graham. It's a good song. Thank you. TCTV, La Bebe, Jordy, Fabulous, Graham, StopTheSpot.com, Don Webster, Thurston County, Washington State, USA. Thank you. Viewers, that's you're watching. Thank you. Hell yeah, dog. Bye.